Today, guys, we take it out.
Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead / Papaw's Place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today we're going to be changing the oil and oil filter in this 2013 Yamaha Grizzly 550. Now, this will be the exact same thing on several models. I don't know exactly what models, 2009 through maybe 2015. And it's also pretty much the same on any ATV or any other four-wheeler. But we got some Yamaha Lube SAE10W40, our oil filter, an oil filter wrench, and a 17mm socket on a ratchet with just a little extension. Now, I just got through changing the starter on this here Yamaha. And if you have any starter issues, I attach a video above where you can go back and watch how to change the starter on it, because these are bad about going out on these Yamahas and other ATVs. But before I forget, I always forget, guys, if you look down there in the description below my video, I try to attach a link to where you can go buy the parts for whatever I'm working on when I'm making a video. So with this here, even though it's on the oil changing video, the link to get the starter will be in the description below, along with the oil and the oil filter and air filter and the spark plug. But right now we're going to get over here and I'm going to show y'all where you drain your oil on this ATV and where the oil filter is located. And it's pretty simple. You just drop the oil plug, drain the oil out. But first, before you change the oil in any engine, no matter what it is, you want to crank the engine, let it run and get the operating temperature. That's just a good practice to do. It circulates the oil, gets it good and hot. That'll way to drain more of your oil out quicker and clean your engine out better as your oil drains. So let's get over here and we're going to slide up under this ATV and I'm going to show y'all where the oil plug is the best I can. Now I'm going to show y'all where it's at. Now I don't know if y'all going to be able to see me remove it because it's kind of hard to hold a little camera and do the work. But we're going to get it to where y'all know what you're doing when you get ready to do this if you've never done it before and you want to do it yourself. And guys, you can save a lot of money by doing your own services on your own small engines, ATVs, lawnmowers and such. If you ain't never done it and you taking it and paying people to do this, you could save yourself quite a bit of money. Now guys, before we get on there and pull the drain plug, you want to pull your dipstick. On this particular ATV, just pull the dipstick there, that way it can suck air and drain all the oil out easier. Now I'm on the right side of the ATV here, crawling up under here. And I'm gonna show you, it's gonna be lined up pretty much straight with your foot pedal right here, where your little metal part of your foot rest. It's pretty much straight in line with that. And you're gonna see these holes in these plates, but it's this big hole right here in the center. And there's the oil drain plug. That's a 17mm. To remove it, you're gonna be turning counterclockwise. So like I said, I ain't gonna be able to hold this camera and remove that, but that's the plug I'm gonna be removing. I'm gonna try to hold that camera where y'all can see. You're gonna slide our oil pan or whatever you're gonna be catching your oil in. And the good thing about a little oil pan like this is I can just drop the plug and it's got a catcher there that'll catch the plug. In case you drop it like I just did, it's laying right there on top of the pan, no issues. So now while the oil's draining, we're gonna go on and remove the oil filter and put the new filter on. Now guys, the oil filter, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna be going right through the fender well here. And you can see the oil filter is spin-on canister filter right here. And again, that's counterclockwise to remove it. And I'm gonna be using a pair of these little oil filter wrenches like this. Guys, I know that ain't the best shot, but I'll give y'all a closer up after I get it broke loose. Okay guys, I finally got it broke loose. Whoever put this oil filter on here put it on there extremely too tight. So I had to undo the little skid plate, which is just 4 bolts. There's a little bolt right here and 2 up under the bottom. I had to undo the skid plate so I could get a different wrench on the oil filter. But when you put an oil filter on, you just put them on until you run them up, and then you turn them about 1 good quarter turn. My thing is, don't put an oil filter on tighter than you can put it on with 1 hand. But this one was put on so tight, I had to remove the skid plate so I could get a different style wrench on there to get the joker off. So now getting back to removing the oil filter. After I got it broke loose, you just want to screw that filter off counterclockwise. And guys, you want to make sure, guys, when you remove an oil filter or fuel filter off of anything, you make sure that rubber O-ring comes off with the filter and it's not still stuck on your motor. Then take your rag and wipe that clean right there where that filter come off, and make dang sure ain't no O-ring stuck on there from the old filter. And once you get ready to put the new filter on, you take just a little bit of the old oil and rub around the O-ring, and you do this on any oil filter or any fuel filter you change when it's a canister style with an O-ring. The way this is up in this hole, I can't hold the camera. There we go, I got it stuck on there. You want to screw that up. And guys, when you screwing that filter on there, you just, as long as you get 1 good hand hold on it, you want to screw it up tight as you can with your hand, and that's tight enough. Don't put no wrench on no filter to tighten it on down. Then you have trouble removing it. So now I'm finna put the 4 bolts back in the skid plate, and we'll get back to filling her up with oil. Alright guys, I got the skid plate back on, and I was gonna show y'all. It's 2 screws right here. You just remove them 2 screws. There's 2 screws right here that you remove. And there's 2 screws on the back, and you can remove this plastic skid plate right here. But guys, normally you don't have to remove this skid plate to change the oil. It's more trouble removing the skid plate than it is changing the oil altogether. Trying to get it back on is the hardest part, getting that plastic hose all to line up. And that's why I normally don't remove them, but someone put the oil filter on way too tight. So now we're going to stick the oil plug back in. And if your oil filter comes with a new washer, if it don't, make sure your old washer's still on there. but it come with a new washer. And like I said, the oil filter and the oil will be in the description below this video with a link to where you can get these. And it actually came with a washer, new washer. So now we've been reinstall our oil plug. And put your wrench on it and make sure it's tight. But guys, don't over tighten it, because that's all aluminum. You can strip it. It don't need to be that tight. Because aluminum, when you tighten it too tight, then when it gets hot, it gets tighter. But just put your wrench on there and give it just a little snug, and that's tight enough for an oil plug. Guys, I know y'all heard my little helper showed up in the background while I was under there trying to change that filter. And I'm gonna tell you, that ain't supposed to be that hard of a job, but it was all because the oil filter was put on too tight. When you put an oil filter on, first you make sure that O-ring comes off with the filter. You get you a rag and you wipe up on your motor where it screws on and make dang sure ain't no O-ring stuck on there. When you screwing an oil filter on a canister style, and you screwing it hand tight and you fill it bottom out, you just turn it as far as you can with one hand. And when your one hand starts slipping and you can't turn it no more, that's tight as it needs to be. When they're put on there extremely tight and then they get hot and they run a while, they too hard to get off, and that ain't the way they're supposed to be. If people would read the directions on the back of the box, they would see that. And that's why I don't like taking anything to get my oil changed anywhere, because them kids, and it ain't just kids anymore, they don't have sense enough to read the directions and ain't never been taught how to put the oil filters on stuff. And yes, that's done aggravated me. I shouldn't have had to remove that plastic piece under the bottom just to get that oil filter off. But anyway, now we're finna get on the other side, and we're gonna fill this joker up with this Yamaha Lube 10W40. It should hold about 2 1/4 quarts. I'm gonna pour about 2 1/4 in it, and then I'm gonna crank it up, and then we'll check the oil again. But I got my little partner here, Coach, my grandson. He's gonna help me, because he's ready to ride this fella's four-wheeler while we test ride. So we're gonna get right over here on the left side of the machine. That's where the dipstick comes out. Right here under Colton's foot, if he keeps me out of my way. I'm gonna have to hold his foot up, I guess. And we're gonna pour us a 2 1/4 quarts in there. And I got a little funnel here made. It's got a spout put on it that's longer, because you need a longer funnel so it'll stick down in there. And we're gonna put 2 1/4 quarts of oil in this baby doll.
It's a heart.
Yeah, he said our funnel shaped like a heart. We must got that one out of a kitchen funnel and made Papaw funnel, didn't we? Alright guys, we just finished topping it off with oil, and it looks like it's right there on the full mark, and that was right at 2 1/2 quarts of oil. So guys, now we finna crank this baby up. I ain't gonna put the side cowlings on, and me and Colton's gonna ride, because I ain't got the new air filter to put in here, but I'm gonna show y'all up close real quick how you check your air filter.
That's why, guys. You want why, guys? I want why. I want why.
But to check the air filter, all you do is pop these little finger tags, I call them, clips. You got 6 clips, and you just lift that off there. Now you can see this filter so old here, it's kind of tore, but it ain't dirty. And that's why we ordered a new one, which the new one ain't come in yet. But that's all you got to do to change your air filter or get it out and clean it. If yours is still good, all you need to do is clean it. Well, that's it for this little video, guys. I hope that helped some of you out. Maybe you got your four-wheeler and ain't never changed the oil in it, wanting to do it yourself, it's a very easy thing, but can save you lots of money over time. Always keep that air filter clean, keep your oil changed, and guys, if your starter ever goes out, I got a video replacing the starter on this just a few days ago. I attach above. You may want to go back and watch it. That way you'll be aware, just in case your starter ever goes out, you already have an idea what to do. Guys, if you like these little videos, if you will, please reach down there and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. It don't cost you a thing. I do all types of videos. You might get a notification of a video that you like, and it may be a video that you don't want to watch. By all means, don't watch a video that you don't want to watch, because I don't like watching them videos that I'm not interested in. But the best way you can help me, guys, is again by reaching down there and giving me a thumbs up if you like this little video, and share it with any of your friends who may be interested in watching these videos. That's the best way you can help us. And I'm always forgetting to mention, but if you look in the description below my videos, for example, like this four-wheeler, there'll be a link down there to where you can go directly and get the starter, or the oil filter, the air filter, or the plug for this particular four-wheeler. As always, I hope y'all have a great week. God bless.
See y'all next time.
That's right. See y'all next time.